Let's make a video, yeah! What's everyone talking about? Oh yeah, they're talking about the Democrat national debates or whatever. Who cares? Who cares? You know what you saw last night? You saw them eyeing for White House positions. That's it. Wow, they want to make Tulsi SecDef. Wow, who cares? Guess what? Who remembers that fake Ivanka stat? Where she said that women at the table guarantee more peace. More peace, even though we've been 100% at war since that day. I forget when it is. Well, it's like 2000. Is it 14 or something? It's something like that, right there. 2014 or 15. We've been 100% at war. So where's the peace? What peace? That's why we're talking about. We're getting ready to go to war, for crying out loud. We're moving a lot of troops. Yeah, we're moving up from the United States of America and blazing them in the sandbox. Whoa! We can't say that. Now let's have some real hard-hitting tone reality over here, since people want to believe the illusion. Guess what? You know there really is an enemy. I've said this plenty of time. There is a real enemy. People act like there isn't a real enemy. There's a real enemy out there. And the further that you play along, I already said it, the moment you voted for Trump last year, you shattered the, not last year, but 3 years ago, whatever, some months, whatever, for all those technical people out there, whatever, it doesn't matter, but all those people who voted, you declared war on the establishment. You pretty much told them that you're pretty much awake and you know what's going on, and you're ready to fight back, unknowns to those political newborns who have no idea what they're doing, but yeah, we're supposed to get behind them and follow them. All those people you see on Fox News and everything, they didn't vote for Trump. They weren't part of the MAGA movement, but yet all those people are supposed to be leaders of the MAGA movement. You see the scam here? You see how they lure you in with all that bipartisan Bush playbook crap that they're getting ready to throw at you? Unbelievable. But yes. Oops, sorry about that. Let us continue. You know, it's always when you wake up in the morning. It's just that first dust or something, It's just, what is that? What is that? What is that? Where people are just got the sniffles in the morning right away. Is that just something or other? Who cares? Moving on. Peace in the Middle East. Oh yes, okay, I remember what I was going to talk about now. So it kind of mind slips. It's there's so many tracks, but let's keep going. Let's keep going. 27 individuals on a plane next to a drone. You see what nobody when I was in the military, being in CE and everything, you get the pleasure of going anywhere and everywhere. You see, there's a lot of downsides to CE, but one of the best upsides is that, you get to see something new maybe every day. Unlike some people who are stuck doing that same job every day. If you're a CE, at least you may have a chance to see something or do something new. And you can go anywhere and everywhere, which makes you, a lethal weapon because you actually know what's going on. So when you see things like a drone was shot down, and then they hide the fact that an aircraft was next to the plane. If you remember those initial stories that they just said a drone was shot down, they didn't say that it was escorting some plane or anything. That didn't come out until later. So my curiosity is whenever they need headlines or fundings, they send army people to go die into IEDs. You better believe they know where all the IEDs are. We have such advanced technology already. We can tell how much salt is in the water of the earth already with a few of these satellites. And you're telling me that they can't find little metal objects in the ground? Get the hell out of here. You have satellites that can zoom in on the zit on your face from space. Whatever people consider space is, but, somehow technology can't pick up little metal objects in the ground. I mean, what a joke, right? But anyway, so whenever you need funding or headlines, you send people to go die in the military because that's what they believe you signed up for. They view you nothing more as a property. So those 27 individuals there, why isn't anybody questioning why these people were setting up to be sacrificed for a nuclear war? Doesn't anyone find that strange? How they're just able to sacrifice 27 service people or 27 individuals. We don't even know if there were service people or not. Who were those 27 people? Was there anyone even on that plane? Or are they just lying to us that there's people on the plane? I don't think that they're lying. I think there were people on the plane because that's the only way they could really get all the, the footage and everything that they need. All high def on that Predator drone that they didn't tell us about that was spying on it, so they could be like, oh my goodness, look at the point of impact when the missile hit the side of this plane. You could see all the bodies, the carnage, the chaos in 4K. Unbelievable. So yeah, so who's the general or who's the individual who ordered that plane to take off? Because that's what I would be curious about, because clearly that person knows that he was sending them to die for a nuclear war or some bigger agenda. So those are like the questions that should really be raised, right? That we have a government that's just sending Americans to go die for no reason. We have a government that's just doing all kinds of illegal things behind the scene, preventing us from actually obtaining any structure of strength that we can actually use against real enemies. But no. We must sit here and be pacified. We must sit here and take it day in and day out. Because remember, the moment that they give us the option, the illusion comes down. We have choice. Our opinion matters. Doesn't work like that. So let's continue on. Let's continue on. All those people fighting for White House positions. All those people getting ready to talk about the debate tonight. Guess what? Biden is already going to be in the final running slot. Everyone else is just fighting for BP. If you can't just outright come out and say that Biden's going to be the last one standing fighting Trump with whoever he picks, then you're a political newborn and you're doing everyone a disservice, and you should probably just go away because no one needs your advice or anything. Because if you can't see that obviousness, why are you going to talk about anything else? Hello? If Trump can't bring them death, Biden will bring them death. That's the only thing they care about. Guess what? Out of everybody in the lineup, the only buddy who has the political connections, the political power out of anyone and everyone to make all this happen is Joe effing the gambler Biden. Shirley Joe is the only one. Look at everyone else. Everyone else is a newborn too. They don't have the connections that Shirley Joe has to make all these things happen. You know what he's doing? He's pretty much picking an apprentice entourage to carry like his connections into the next level. You know, inducting another member into the deep state, the cabal, like how Ivanka and Jared were inducted into. I mean, give me a break with this BS already. We're going to sit here and project this clown world garbage. It's not clown world. It's called invader world. It's called we're being invaded. It's called we're being subverted. It's called there's a real enemy world. It's called, those Americans who are dying on the southern border because they don't live in the real world, because the brainwashing is real. Brainwashing is real. They have control of the black scrying mirror, known as the television, on purpose. Because your average worker who works at the IRS, the CIA, the FBI, the McDonald's down the effing street watches the black scrying mirror and believes anything they see on it. That's why they don't fear anything. Because your average person who can do something about it isn't on the television to warn them. Your average person who works at the IRS and all these places believes all this BS, believes all this garbage. This is the problem that we're living in. This is the war that we're talking about. This is why they're blotting out the sun. This is why they're putting out solar simulator satellites. This is why Elon Musk is launching the Death Star Hercules system into space right now. And when you read what Donald Trump is talking about, what he's talking about, this isn't a nuclear explosion. Nuclear, or what did that guy say? It's nuclear, like that nuclear, the nuclear explosion. Because you know people get so mad when I don't even know how George Bush says that. I've kind of like purged it out because trying to put the right context in there for all those haters out there. But anyway. Doesn't matter if nukes are real or not. They're still really big bombs. They're still willing to sacrifice and kill anyone and everyone. So you remember, when you see Trump get up there, you see all those MAGA morons who were just politically born 3 years ago tell you that Trump is going to win, and they can't give you any reasons why besides their stupid projections and their feelings, versus the 100 real reasons you could give them why Trump won't win, like just based on the fact that Ivanka and Jared are behind his back all the time. Based on the sole fact that he's supposed to be pulling out of the war and we're getting ready to go to war. Based on the sole fact that he wants to talk all that socialism crap, but his own campaign's getting ready to push the Trump American Health Care Act. I mean, listening to Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, and the rest of these immigration reform retards. You really think amnesty is going to help Trump win? Do you think building a backyard fence for House America is really going to do what needs to be? Do you think these endless voter rolls growing when Americans aren't even giving birth that fast, when he's afraid to enforce actual laws and deportations because, you know, Ivanka and Jared don't like that? I mean, give me a break. If the king won't lead, how can he expect the troops to follow? Lelouch, straight up. It's just truly unbelievable here how they all want you to follow this non-leader. It's true. Where are the real leaders at? Where are the real tough decisions? Where? You know, we're just always going back in circles over here. That, like I said, that would actually mean that reality would matter. But it doesn't matter. But don't worry, we're going to sit here and absorb more projections tonight. Let's get ready to see what all these politically enlightened individuals who want you to just look at this as if it's some fake show or something, you know, as if you actually have a choice, as if they haven't already decided who's going to win, and Biden didn't come out and already say that nothing would fundamentally change if I'm elected, and that the agenda would stay the same. The third notice who said that video a long time ago, is that the third temple is next. Go ahead, go look at that video on my YouTube channel. Look at how many downvotes that has. That the third temple is next. They don't believe me. Guess what? Adam Green just came out and put out a third temple video that they're getting ready to step out. Of course they are. Of course they are. Hello? That's why I laugh. None of this is a secret or anything. People just refuse to believe it. That's why I laugh. People will profit off this information, but they say they won't believe in it or anything, and they'll just keep you. Like I said, those people are dangerous. When they read that the nuke strike is coming, but they'll profit off of it, and they say, well, I don't believe in nukes. I don't believe the nuke is coming. And then when a big-ass explosion happens in your backyard, and you just see that cloud, and you just look down, and you're like, this dude told me a nuke wasn't coming. Then you'll already know what's happening. Guess what? They don't want people to get a nuke attack on camera. That's why they got rid of all the live streaming and everything. Could you imagine if you really were the person to get a nuclear explosion on camera? You would get billions of views. They can't have that. They can't have all that traffic to like a random citizen of whoever's country's channel cannot have that video up of them dropping the nuke. It has to be all MSM nuke footage. It has to all be controlled. That's why they're bringing in the clamps. They can't really do the next 9/11 with all the freedom out there right now. That's why they're clamping down. And when you better believe that when it's coming down to the very end of the election, if Trump won't bring them to death, Biden will, and you better believe they'll set something off to make it to where Trump doesn't win. Like, they'll start that war on the sole fact that Trump might win, and he won't start the death, but they'll start the death just to draw Trump in. You see what I mean? There's no escaping it. It's what they want. The political leaders, the political masters, the 7 countries, Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, Agenda 35, 2030, 2035, 2040, 45, 50. There's also dates in between, like 42, 47, you know, the year man becomes immortal, never offline, whether you like it or not. The doomsday clock in the middle of Tehran, I think that's where it's located. What does that doomsday clock mean? I don't know. You also have the cup of Jashmid and the directed energy weapon push right now. That's the force escalation that we're seeing. This is what I believe that why God wiped the earth, because before the flood, we were just approaching levels of humanity wiping extinction. I mean, just think about all that crazy technology. Just think about it right now. You know, you bring a knife, they make a gun, you make a cannon, you know, you make a bigger cannon. Now we're at that point to where we're doing the nukes. You can see it right now when we released the nuke strategy. Guess what? Putin came out and released Prometheus to pretty much say we can counter that. And then after that, Trump is saying that we're going to drop the Hercules system and incinerate in a blinding, flashing light that the world's never seen before. He's talking about raining true sunlight in on this planet, a directed ion cannon energy. It doesn't even need a concentrated beam like how they show you where the light comes down and then the ball of energy comes from space and it blows up. No, they just need to open the clouds and pour in, like, 60% real sunlight. You know, they just move the atmosphere over. They just channel those mirrors into a single spot. It's God's magnifying glass to incinerate, like, literally turning the desert into glass. Like how they say they want to turn the desert into glass, and they use that as a nuke reference. It's not going to glass anything. You know, if they rain pure sunlight down on this earth over there at Tehran, that will make glass. We'll see glass like you've never seen glass before. How many of you even know that there's a rainforest in Iran? So if you don't believe in the cup of Jashmid and you actually go, like, think about the lore and stuff, there could be, like, an ancient forest temple over there, like how the Congo was doing. Same thing. Go watch that movie. You haven't seen it. They use directed energy weapons at the end of that movie to blow up the satellite. What are we doing right now? We're doing the same thing in satellite wars using directed energy. If we could have... See, you need the right gem in order to have a ground-to-space directed energy laser with precision like that. That's the problem. Because, you know, it's easy when it's close, but it's a lot harder when it's far. That's why they need to cheat and open up the atmosphere, because they don't have that kind of gem yet. That's why they need the cup of Josh Mead, probably, so they can replicate however that cup, because they can't do it. They just need, however, the sequence of the diamonds that are formed in there. You better believe they can create their own artificial sequence like that. How do you think they make all these directed energy weapons?